I gua sha to help regulate my nervous system. Let me explain. And while I explain, I'm going to show you what my gua sha routine is. And I'm going to be looking down at my notes because there's a lot of good information here and I am not an encyclopedia. So let's get into it. Basically, the concept is that stagnant lymph is basically the fluid that your immune system uses. You have an entire lymphatic system, just like you have a circulatory system that your blood uses, right? But the difference is that what's inside of your lymphatic system is lymph and not blood, and it's what your immune system uses for inflammatory responses. So when you have stagnant lymph, you have accumulation of inflammatory mediator molecules. That includes cytokines, histamine, bradykinin, and prostaglandins, which cause nociceptive signaling, which is basically like the pain and distress signal that your nervous system sends to your brain, and substance P, which amplifies pain and inflammation. So basically, all of these molecules end up staying in your stagnant lymph. And when your lymph is not moving, that means that you have more pain and distress signaling because these molecules cause nociceptive signaling. So that means you have more immune response and more protective tension due to that immune response, which, as we've seen before with the suboccipital series, more protective tension in your muscles oftentimes means more nervous system dysregulation. So I use jojoba oil, and the reason why I use jojoba oil is because it's not an oil, it is a wax ester. And that means that it's not the same as other cosmetic oils. So other cosmetic oils are usually made of triglycerides that feed bacteria, and they're small molecules, so they can usually penetrate your hair follicle or your skin follicles and your hair follicles and cause breakouts, which I am very prone to. And wax esters are large molecules, and they don't do that. So A, they stay on the skin for longer, which allows the gliding of the gua sha better, and B, they make me not break out. So I'm gonna link this jojoba. This is jojoba oil that I got in the Netherlands where I'm currently staying, but I will link like a US Amazon equivalent on my storefront on my link tree. Okay, so first thing, I like to put it on my hands. I've already washed my hands, so just keep that in mind. So, put it on the hands. Now, we are first targeting the left and right supraclavicular fossa. That's a big word. Basically what that is this triangle right here above your clavicle under your neck. Supra, above, clavicular, clavicle, above clavicle. Right? So this is the triangle, and basically the reason why we're targeting this first, you're going to take your gua sha, you're going to take the heart part of it, and you're just going to start rubbing in there 10 times on each side. So I'm going to talk while I do this. The reason why we target this area first is because of the thoracic duct. Now the thoracic duct is the largest drainage duct in the entire lymphatic system, okay? And specifically the left thoracic duct drains everything on both sides below your diaphragm and your left head, and I'm pretty sure your left arm as well. So your left side above your diaphragm and then everything below your diaphragm. So it's really, really important. So basically what we're doing is we're clearing out the bucket that we're going to drain into so that the bucket doesn't overflow when we drain from the face and the neck. Then we're going to do the same on the right side. The right duct basically just drains the right side of the face and the right arm, and I guess the right side of the body above the diaphragm. I'm not 100% sure about that. If someone is an anatomy professor and wants to correct me on that, go right ahead, please. Again, 10 times with the heart side. And we're starting at the end, right? We're starting at the terminus because, again, we need to empty the bucket that we're going to drain into. And the thoracic duct here runs up the chest cavity, and it terminates at the junction of the left internal jugular and the subclavian vein. One thing I want to say is that we are not actually touching the thoracic duct when we do this. We're just stimulating the lymph nodes in the skin around it, so that then it basically like promotes lymph fluid to flow into that area. Just want to make that clear. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to target the SCM muscles, which we talked about in the last series. These are the muscles that attach behind the ear and they run basically down to your clavicle. So I'm gonna do everything on the left side first because I don't know if I'll have time to do both sides in this video, but if I don't have time to do both sides, just know that we do both subclavian subclavicular fossa first, and then we are gonna do all left side and then all right side. So again, I'm gonna take, for this one, I'm gonna take this side of my gua sha, I'm gonna bring it from behind my ear where my SCM muscle attaches, and I'm gonna slide it down to the edge of my collarbone 10 times. And what this is doing is it's clearing the deep cervical chain for any lymph that has gotten stuck in there. Okay, next thing that we're gonna do, I should probably take my earrings off for this, at least one. Okay, next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to do the bottom of the jaw. And what we're doing here is we are clearing the submandibular and submental nodes, which are underneath the jaw. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this heart area of your gua sha, and the bottom is going to go underneath your jaw, right? And you're gonna go from your chin all the way up to the ear and then down the neck all the way to the thoracic duct area. I'm sick of saying supraclavicular fossa, so I'm gonna start saying thoracic duct area, but you know what I mean. Again, 10 times here. Good amount of pressure. We're taking our time doing this, right? We're making it a ritual because that's what also helps us regulate our nervous system is predictable, slow, intentional rituals. I do this either in the morning, at night, or at night. It kind of depends on when I have time. My life is kind of, I don't have a great routine right now, but I definitely make it a point to do this every day. Okay, 10 times there. Next, we're gonna do the upper jaw and the parotid nodes, which are in front of the ear and the cheeks. So you have 2 lymphatic lymph nodes here, the parotid nodes and the perinuclear nodes as well. And so we're just gonna drain those areas by taking the flat side of the gua sha and going kind of like right here. 10 times. And then after the 10th time, you're gonna bring the gua sha down through the neck and into your duct region. So again, I'm not doing this for aesthetics. Aesthetics might be like a downstream effect, but I'm doing this for lymphatic health and for nervous system regulation. Okay, next we do underneath the nostrils. So I have a lot of jojoba oil on my hand, so I'm just using that. So I'm putting this underneath my nostril. We're gonna take the taller part of the gua sha, and I'm just gonna go in circles 10 times. And basically that just helps some of the lymphatic fluid from the sinus cavities mobilize. And then from there, I'm going to bring from the upper cheek and the nostrils towards the parotid node and down, maybe 5 times. Again, we're doing it with this side. And you know, sometimes I wash my gua sha like in between the right and the left side because I know it's like a lot of oil and my skin is super sensitive. I definitely wash my gua sha before and after every use. If you're not doing that, you're gonna break out. Okay, last area is the forehead and the temples, and then we're gonna bring it back towards the parotid and perinuclear nodes. So I like to come in through here with, again, the flat side, come all the way down to those nodes. And I try not to like touch my hair for those of us girlies who don't want greasy hair. Again, 10 times like that. And then we're going to end back at the terminus, again with the intersection of these two. And the reason why we end back at the terminus going in circles here is to then again clear out the bucket. So we've just drained all of the face and the neck into this area, and now we want to clear it out. Okay, I won't have time to do the other side, but basically you do the exact same thing on the other side. I hope this was helpful. Sending so much love. Bye!